He was like, "Oh, like you caught us at a bad time. Your neighbor caught a leak and we didn't know about it. So it seeped into this apartment and now we have to dig everything up and let it air out before we can fix it." Okay. So he concluded mold remediation was needed in both units. Now I'm gonna ask you something. Do you think they did that? At this point, moving out was the only option. My grandmother flew in because I was having a lot of issues. A lot of issues. I ended up being diagnosed with SIRS, chronic inflammatory response syndrome, which is technically mold illness. Not only that, but I had a doctor's appointment that completely flipped my whole life upside down. All right. I finally found a doctor who took my insurance, and she was highly and very, very educated in all things mold. And I sat there in front of her after being called crazy, after being called like delusional, anxiety, just all the shits. All right. I told her my story, and she was like, "Yeah, no, I get you. I know exactly what this is." We did all the tests, all the tests. The amount of mold I had in my body was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I went in for one appointment and left with 4 different autoimmune diseases along with a traumatic brain injury. Because with mold illness and being allergic to the said type of mold, it causes a fuck ton of inflammation. A fuck ton. My grandmother had to fly out because I had so much inflammation in my stomach that an ulcer had bursted and I was bleeding internally and I did not know. So much swelling in my brain that they diagnosed me with a traumatic brain injury. So much swelling in my pancreas that Ms. Girl's fucking failing. I have to wear a CGM. None of these autoimmune diseases are curable. And they all stemmed from a fucking HVAC unit that was never properly installed. So due to the whole bleeding internally thing, my grandmother had to come to take care of my son. So she really helped us throughout this entire process. And she took over the whole moving aspect because I could not be in that apartment. And if I was, I had to have like 2 or 3 masks on. And the only reason why I was in that apartment was to take this video. I was sitting outside and just something in my gut told me, you need to go do a walkthrough of that apartment. And when I did, this is what I found. So note the apartment complex took all of my stuff out of this unit and moved it. So either they seen this and left it there, or this occurred after they had moved everything. Regardless of that little fixing the damper thing didn't fix the fucking problem. Something else is seriously wrong. Like when I had pneumonia, I was coughing so hard, I tore a disc in my back. Like I could not do anything. I was genuinely suffering, and to this day, I still am. So for anybody that thinks like mold is just mold, it's not. It's not. Mold gave me a traumatic brain injury. I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue syndrome. I was diagnosed with autonomic dysfunction. I was diagnosed with chronic inflammatory response syndrome. And I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And all of these things put together have me all but fucking disabled. And I really hate using that word because I'm the most independent person you could ever meet, especially with my history of asthma and all of these diagnoses. I cannot go outside. I'm in the house 24/7. And if I have to go anywhere, I have to double mask up. I cannot ride with the windows down. And my doctor has officially ordered a letter for me to leave the state of Texas because if I don't, I will suffer greatly. My health is at risk. So I'm in the process of figuring out how the fuck I'm going to move out of state on such short notice.